Happy Monday and welcome to another sneak preview. I'm Connor Eyzaguirre.
I'm Caleb Leger.
And today we're covering the latest Michael Myers killing spree, Halloween Kills. We won't be discussing The Last Duel as we were both unable to go see it, but I do plan on seeing it this week sometime and I will bring it up on next week's episode. Today is all Michael, all day. But first, let's see what happened last week in film. Last week in film. Big week for trailers. Got 5 trailers and 2 first looks to discuss. Let's start with The Tender Bar, George Clooney's new coming-of-age drama that hits theaters on December 17th and Amazon Prime on January 7th. Looks kind of melodramatic. I don't know if you got to see this trailer.
I did.
Cool.
The older I get, the less interested I get in coming of age stories. It's not nothing against, like, I know they have their place in cinema and we can all relate to that period in our life at some point. But I don't know, I think where I can't get into them as I go is because they're all the same to me. Like, there's not a lot of variation we can do with a coming of age story. There's family trauma, kid doesn't know what they want to do in life. They got to figure it out on the cusp of adulthood. They figure it out by the end of the movie. I'm
on board, particularly for Christopher Lloyd's cantankerous old fart grandpa, because I will watch anything Christopher Lloyd is a part of.
I did like him in Nobody. I really liked him in Nobody this year. So, I mean, it has a good cast. It has a really good cast attached to this movie, but
I don't know. Prime's output has not been great when it comes to original films. They're quickly becoming, in my opinion, the worst for original content on stream. At least Netflix has the occasional gem. I've yet to really see that from Prime.
Yeah, well, Prime, I don't see it on the movie sides. They do better with their TV shows. Like, there's a lot of shows of theirs I like a lot.
Yeah.
I know we were talking about for record. I just finished watching the 4-episode dump they did of I Know What He Did Last Summer, which started off actually not terrible. But yeah, they tend to do better with shows. But so far, their movies, the only one I really remotely liked was that Tomorrow War. And that was, I mean, it was fun. But besides that, there was nothing on their movie side that's made me go, oh, yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, I stopped watching Annette. I was like, I know I'm going to hate this. So I just gave up on it. But, The Tender Bar, it is on the schedule if we want to do it in January. I've already started putting together the schedule for 2022. And it's interesting seeing what we're going to get to talk about next year. Pretty cool. We almost have a full year of sneak preview under our belts. Looking forward to the rest of the year.
No, it's nice when stuff isn't getting delayed all the time anymore.
Yeah, feels good. I wish there was a little bit more box office success. It feels like everything is bombing just out of principle these days, which kind of sucks.
Movie we're going to talk about is not bombing. It exceeded expectations.
Good. Didn't exceed my expectations, but it was a good movie.
It exceeded financial expectations.
I know. It's a play on words.
Okay, jackass.
Speaking of jackass, next up,
go on.
Home Sweet Home Alone, the unnecessary Home Alone remake hitting Disney Plus on November 12th.
For a minute, I thought you were about to say a new Jackass show. I was like, look, as the leading person on the team here for Jackass, there was not a new trailer, but okay.
Jackass as in the concept of a jackass, not the film franchise. I'm talking, who needs a new Home Alone? Why are we doing this?
I don't know. And I looked it up. It doesn't take place in Britain. They just, for some reason, kept getting a bunch of British actors. So it has this weird, it just seems like they just Britished everything for this movie. But it's the exact same plot. I don't want to hit on it too hard because I'm sure there are going to be some kids that watch Disney Plus are going to love it. But look, just watch the first Home Alone. Watch the first 2 Home Alones.
$400 million box office. 2 Oscar nominees, iconic family film, or Oscar nominations. But I mean, that's enough. We don't need a remake. I think it's weird that they're putting grown-up Buzz as a cop.
Yeah, it not be Macaulay Culkin. I'm like, why wouldn't you just get him?
He probably said no. He probably was like, I don't want anything to do with this.
Yeah, that's true. He said yes to American Horror Story, luckily, and he actually was one of the better parts of this season. I don't get it, and I hate that they got the kid that they got to be the main character because I really liked him in Jojo Rabbit. I thought he was hilarious, especially with the whole missile that accidentally shot.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh come on, kid, like he's a comedic talent. Like, can we use him in something that isn't a fucking ripoff? Like, it isn't just another Home Alone movie.
I think I'm going to actively avoid this one. I don't have any interest in watching this. I know it's going to be shit. And I just, I'm going to watch Home Alone 1 and 2 again because those are good, fun movies and don't need to be touched. I don't know why they made like 4 sequels to those. All of them have been shit. There's no, we don't need more Home Alone. That's my soapbox for the day.
Yeah. I mean, I'm with you. I'm not interested in this movie at all.
Next up, a movie I didn't know was coming, The Black Phone, a horror movie starring Ethan Hawke as a child killer. It's theaters February 4th. I know you saw this trailer.
Mm-hmm. Now that I see it, I read a super early review. They are fucking praising this movie. This is being touted as the re-team up that we've been waiting for of the fucking director. God damn it.
It's Scott Derrickson, right?
Yes, there you go. Sorry. Scott Derrickson and Ethan Hawke. And that this is like their best film together since Sinister.
Well, yeah. What else did they do?
Yeah. They've teamed up more than I was like, I don't think they've teamed up that much, but no, I've been like it to me, this looks really good. I've read the short story and I really liked it, and it looks like this is going to find a really cool way to expand on it. I like seeing Ethan Hawke play against type. I really am. That's the part that really kind of has me excited. Is seeing because I don't think, and Austin might know better than me because I know he's a big, real big Ethan Hawke fan. But I don't think he's ever really played a bad guy. Like, he's always been more of a good protagonist type.
Off the top of my head, no. Thanks to Austin, I've become an Ethan Hawke fan. Finally, I know back in the day I had some choice words to say.
You did. I think it's Sinister, actually.
Yeah, I think I realized my problem. I used to confuse him with Josh Hartnett, who I don't like actively. So there it is. I have no beef with Ethan Hawke anymore. I'm actually looking forward to this. But yeah, I don't think he's played a bad guy. I know he's set to play the bad guy in Moon Knight, but he hasn't, as far as I know, or at least not in anything that I've seen, played a villain.
Yeah, and nothing. Even when he does Moon Knight, it won't be like this. I mean, he is playing a horror type, horrific human being, and I can't wait to see what he can do. I think he's an extremely talented actor. I usually really like him, so I'm very excited to see what he can do. This movie is I couldn't be more excited for this movie. I'm seeing it day one.
Yeah, I think me too. It's cool to see 2022 releases getting trailers and getting to put them on the schedule. I know I've already mentioned that, but I'm going to harp about that schedule pretty much this whole time. It's been my focus. It's exciting, Black Phone.
Movie are slowly getting back to normal. Finally getting actual those long marketing schedules. So you guys real pumped by the time it comes out, and things aren't moving around. But also, I think I read that vaccination rates have been going back up again. So it's not like we're getting in a good place.
Yeah. Well, we'll take what we can get.
Yeah.
Next up, Scream, the 5th installment of Wes Craven's iconic franchise. It's theaters January 14th. Yeah, this looks awesome.
Yeah, I think I texted everyone in the group.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, look, I've made it known how much, and now that this is coming out, I might have to throw it on the schedule myself. I made it known how much I like Ready or Not. I really fucking love Ready or Not. I think the guys who did that movie are so fucking talented, and then what they've done with the VHS series, because they have been attached to it, that I really like these directors. I'm very curious on what their take with Scream's going to be and what they're going to do with it. The fact that you got that original 3 cast back tells me there was something in the script that they really liked. And what Kevin Williamson has said that I read on Bloody Disgusting has me primed that this is going to be something special. I know you told me there was a line that gave you chills when he says, "Sydney, it's an honor."
Yeah.
that was really cool. It gives me the hope that we might finally be moving away from this being a relation to Sydney, and it might be like a fan or someone finally breaking away from that. I'm hoping.
One thing that I noticed in the trailer that really, I don't know, set this apart from the other movies. I don't know who's playing Ghostface, obviously, but whoever they got playing him in the trailer, at least in those scenes, is a tall motherfucker. And Ghostface being that tall made him way scarier than he's been in the past. So that I'm excited about that. I think this is going to be a very intimidating, very different sort of Ghostface. And I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, and actually and I'll talk more about when we talk about Halloween Kills, but you're really kind of seeing the effects of when the people who were fans of this stuff growing up are getting the reins to direct it or getting it handed to them now.
Yeah.
And you're seeing that especially in these horror icons. Because I think we're getting some of the best performances from horror icons in years with these new movies because it's clearly fans directing it, fans involved in every aspect, getting actors that they go, this is the person that's going to kill it. And I'll talk more about again with James Jude Courtney, with Halloween Kills and what you're saying with Scream. Like we're seeing what the outcome is when you get a fan attached.
Absolutely. And I'm excited to see like what that formula does for, when we meet Leatherface again, when we inevitably get, Freddy again and Jason, hopefully, to see that in those franchises will just be gravy.
Oh yeah. Oh, especially it's me and Jason. If they can work out their stuff outside of court now, get this movie rolling. God, I can't imagine with like a fan of that franchise, what they could do with a really good someone that wants to play Jason Band, like what they could do with Jason. Oh my fucking God.
Hell yeah. So Scream, January 14th, looking like the first big movie for us next year. Very excited.
Yeah, cannot wait. Oh my God.
Yeah, weekend of my birthday. That's my birthday movie. Fuck yeah. Finally, the second trailer for The Batman, the long-awaited new reimagining of The Dark Knight, starring Robert Pattinson. It's theaters March 4th. Holy shit, does this look exciting? Easily the most anticipated film of next year for me. This reimagining looks so epic. I think, everyone looks so well cast, which is cool because all of the picks on every level are completely out of the box.
Colin Farrell, man. I was like, holy shit.
It's Oswald fucking Cobblepot. Like this is the Penguin right here. It's
the look, his voice. I was impressed in that. I was like, oh my fucking God. And this is what I hope, man. I have been an ardent defender of Pattinson as of late. When people were like, oh, the Twilight guy, I'm like, you have got to watch what he's done post Twilight. Because I'm telling you, the guy's a fucking tremendous actor. Watch The Lighthouse.
Yes.
He held his own against Willem Dafoe. Lights out performance there. I'm like, I really hope this movie, because it's Batman, because it's going to be seen by a bunch of people, that this silences the fucking haters finally. People just shut the fuck up. And because I honestly think, based off these two trailers, he's going to crush this role.
I think he has potential to be maybe the best actor who's ever stepped into the shoes of the Dark Knight. Just from the angle they're taking, a confused, angry, bitter, early Batman who isn't quite sure if he's making an impact on Gotham. That's a great angle to take. We get to see, hopefully through this planned trilogy Matt Reeves has, we get to see Batman become the hero that he's meant to be. And we've never seen that before. That's going to be so cool. I mean, we got a little bit of that in the Dark Knight trilogy, but the 8-year time jump didn't really help.
No, there was a lot of issues that Dark Knight Rises did that didn't help conclude it.
But I'm also very excited about Paul Dano's Riddler because we've seen so little of him. We got in the first trailer, we got like a little bit of production footage because they were still working on it. With this new one, we got a lot of Zoe Kravitz as Catwoman, who looked great. We got a lot of Colin Farrell as the Penguin. We got some Andy Serkis as Alfred, but just a brief glimpse of Paul Dano. And even then, nothing to really establish what his Riddler is going to be like. So I love that they're keeping him a mystery.
Yes. I'm the marketing for this film is what I think every film should aspire to, because it is brilliant so far.
And I want to praise just the glimpse we've heard of Michael Giacchino's incredible score. Like his Batman theme is so simple, but is so exciting and bone chilling. I cannot say more. Like I can't say enough about how excited I am for this.
You know, I think this could hands down become, if it's as good as this marketing is, could be like the definitive Batman film we've been waiting for. I mean, this film looks so good, and yeah, like I said, I think the cast. I mean, I remember thinking Colin Farrell for Penguin, and then seeing this trailer, I was like, holy shit! Okay, okay. It makes me, like you said, makes me very excited to see Paul Dano now as Riddler, because they kept that such a secret, and what they have shown to other people has been perfect. And then, like I said, I mean, I'd like, for me, my biggest thing, just because I want him to show the haters up, man. It is Robert Pattinson. Like I remember in that first trailer when that scene where they're like, "Who are you?" and he beats the shit out of the guy, and he says the "I'm Batman" line. I believed it.
For me, in this new trailer, is the scene where he's walking towards the fucking machine gun fire and just taking it. Oh my god!
And then the cinematography, man, holy shit! The way that scene was shot, all you see is the gunshots and him beating the shit out of people during the quick flash of like light. Oh my god!
This is going to be fantastic. Yeah, so March 4th, I've already put on the schedule, everything we do is going to be Batman themed that week. Like we got Batman on everything. It's going to be so great. So we got that trailer thanks to DC Fandome, which is going on. Through that, we got our first looks at some other upcoming DC properties, namely The Flash, Black Adam, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and Shazam! Fury of the Gods. We didn't get trailers, but we got some kind of production, And of these four, I think the one I'm most excited about, obviously The Flash, getting to see Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck together is, but then Black Adam looks intense. So I think that's going to rock.
Yeah. Black Adam looks really cool to me. It looks like we're going to see a side of the arc we don't see a lot in movies. Like, usually we get the charismatic, charming, leading guy that, we aspire to be, right? And it looks like he's tapping into the side we don't see often for Black Adam. Like, you can tell he does very much love this character in that brief snippet we got, and I'm very excited to see what he's going to do with it now. And hopefully justify why he's just not a villain in the fucking Shazam movie. He's getting his own movie.
Well, I was a little worried that they were going to kind of retool this character into more of a anti-hero, kind of a Deadpool situation. But it looks like they are fully embracing this guy's sadistic streak. So I think we're getting a full-blown evil Black Adam introduction, who's then going to take on Shazam and probably Shazam 3.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, I wonder if this is going to introduce him, and then Shazam 3 will be when we get them together. But that said, Shazam, I'm actually really excited for that, because I actually really liked the first movie.
Yeah,
I thought it was a fun, charming little movie, and I'm down for this sequel. I mean, I know Zachary Levi had his issues with, his character in Thor and stuff like that. So him finally having a chance to kind of get the lead role in Superhero, I know, was like a big deal for him, and I thought he rose up. I thought he did really great. So I'm excited for that. I am excited for Aquaman 2. I enjoyed the first movie quite a bit, and I like Jason Momoa. And I think minus Amber Heard, I'm going to enjoy this one.
I thought it was really funny that the production video for Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom had one brief shot of Amber Heard.
Yeah. I was like, she did something where they couldn't get rid of her. Like, she had to be in the movie, and they're going to do what they can to work around it.
What a walking nightmare.
Yeah. And then, what was it? The Flash. I am still 50-50 on this movie, because I'm more excited. Okay, I'm more excited not at the title character, but to see Michael Keaton back as Batman, to see Ben Affleck come back, because I actually really like Ben Affleck's Batman. I thought, much like Henry Cavill, he got just the worst fucking scripts handed to him.
Yeah.
But I thought he was good. So I'm excited to see those two stepping back in. I am not the biggest Ezra Miller fan, he hasn't won me over as Barry Allen the Flash. And you know what? I'll take Grant Gustin over him.
Well,
I like
yes.
I like Grant Gustin's Flash better. I know he mopes and stuff a lot in that show because it's CW, but when they ask him to be like the playful, joyful Flash, he's really good at it.
But to be fair, you got 8 seasons of Grant Gustin to love him. You got 1 movie of Ezra Miller's Flash.
And that's true, but we have to also see, because it's more like I just don't like Ezra Miller as a person. Like, I have yet to watch something. I don't know what it is about the guy.
Well, to me, it's, that video that came out of him like drunkenly attacking a fan that went nowhere.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But also, I don't find him that endearing. I think he's a little weird, and not in a good way.
Yeah, I don't understand people's like love for him, because I think I've been like, all right, let me watch this movie and see if maybe I get it. And then I watch the movie and I go, nope, I still don't get it. He was in The Stand on the last couple episodes. The Stretch came in, and I was like, I don't understand how this guy. I don't see the fucking oomph in this guy in any performance I've watched of his.
Yeah, I don't understand it. But apart from that, I think Andy Muschietti is going to knock it out of the park. I think he's a good choice for director. And something about this movie convinced Michael Keaton to come back. So there is something in this movie that is worth his involvement. So that proves to me that this is going to be worth it.
Yeah. Like I said, that's my only thing. It's the main character of the actor, but everything else about it I'm into. Like I said, the 2 Batmans. I'm also a fan of Andy Muschietti. I'm glad to see him do this. But yeah, it's just Ezra Miller better fucking finally convince me, man. Just like I was saying, but like Mark Patterson, shut the haters up. Ezra Miller, shut me up. Make me like you in this movie, man. Come on.
Even his like little bit for the DC Fandome was like so odd. Like, was he stoned or like what was that?
Yeah, like, and he was clearly trying to make jokes, but he came off so wooden and stilted. I was like, dude, you're just awkward. I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
Like, show me the footage at this point. I don't just show me the fucking footage.
Whereas, Black Adam, The Rock is like, dude, we're making Black Adam and it's going to be holy shit awesome. Like he's pumped. And also to hear Pierce Brosnan as Dr. Fate say like, I was James Bond for 10 years and I've never been a part of anything like this. Like, that's cool. And what a great choice for Dr. Fate. I'm so psyched we're going to see him. And then like Aldous Hodge as Hawkman, bring it on. Like, this is going to be cool.
Yeah, God, I cannot wait for that one.
Oh, yeah. Cool shit coming from DC. Will they eclipse Marvel? Not a chance in hell. It's never going to happen.
No. I will say this. If they, this fandom was any indication, they're not doing what I was worried about with the Suicide Squad box office performance.
Yeah.
Then hopefully they're on track to finally be consistently good. They're finally showing more. I saw a lot more confidence with their projects in this fandom than we've seen when they first came out. That I'm at least a lot more excited for future projects than I ever have been with DC films.
That's true. Me too. Black Adam's been a pipe dream for almost a decade, but now we actually have footage and it's going to happen.
Mm.
So yeah, all this stuff looks exciting. Next up, we got our first look at Timothée Chalamet as Willy Wonka in Wonka, hitting theaters in 2023. Did you happen to check out that production still?
Yeah.
Why does he look Victorian? This is supposed to take place in like the 40s.
I was like, look, man, there's like almost nothing that's going to convince me and turn me around this movie. I don't want a fucking prequel on Wonka. I don't want it.
Yeah, I don't either. But it's there, and eventually we are going to have to
yeah, eventually we're going to be getting a whole lot of Timothée Chalamet in our lives.
Well, that's all I want to say about Wonka. We'll be, that's going to come up all the time the more this movie goes into production. David Gordon Green has been tapped to helm a biopic of Walt Disney, focusing on the creation of Disneyland. So that's going to be his follow up to probably The Exorcist or maybe, Halloween. I don't know, but he's probably sandwiched between Halloween and The Exorcist. He's doing a Walt Disney movie.
I was like, when does he have time? Because I was reading on Blade Disgusting. He's eyeing at directing all 3 Exorcist films as well.
Damn, man. I guess Disney's after him too. David Gordon Green is hot shit right now.
Well, like I said, I know we were talking about it earlier because Josh saw the Joe Bell special before I did, and I actually finally watched it this past week. I mean, good for him. He really came off like a really cool dude that just likes making movies, and that he was actually a really big horror fan. And the stars aligned for him to get Halloween, and he is running with it and doing what he can now in the genre.
You imagine being a diehard horror fan, growing up watching all these movies, loving them, breaking into Hollywood, getting success, and then you are the guy that revives Halloween, and then they give you the fucking Exorcist. I mean, is anybody living the dream more than he is?
Dude, yeah, I don't know. He is living it. He was, I mean, on that special, he was already talking about the script. Friends, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, Nick Castle's getting ready to look at the script for Halloween Ends right now. I'm waiting for his notes. I'm like, what the fuck?
I love that he's going to Nick Castle for notes. Like that shows that he respects legacy. Like I love that.
Yeah, he was talking about that. He was talking about The Exorcist, and he's like, because Joe Bob's like, well, I heard you made a pretty big pie on The Exorcist there. He's like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm getting that ready. He goes, but I gotta get in a different space for that to like write it properly and do my research to get it right. Because he's like, it's a different space from Halloween. So I got to do it, I got to get in a different space to really make sure I get my research right. So especially with the Catholic Church, I want to make those people mad with this movie. So he's very clearly a fan that's just so excited to be getting these movies, and he wants to do right by them.
I can't wait to hear what he does with, or who he gets to do the music for The Exorcist, and how they bring Tubular Bells into the score. I'm excited for that, honestly, more than anything else.
Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for his Hellraiser show. He said it's still pretty early, so he doesn't have a lot to say on that. But
forgot that he also gets a Hellraiser. Like this guy. God, way to go, man! I'm impressed.
What if like they finally are able to announce a Friday 13th movie, and it's like, oh, David Gordon Green's directing?
I would not be surprised, honestly. Like he seems like he's willing to just take on all comers and do whatever he wants to do. So honestly, considering he's the guy who revived Michael Myers and is going to probably revive The Exorcist and maybe, Pinhead to an extent, why wouldn't they come to him? Yeah, that'll probably happen. He might not, he might just take like a producer credit or something and grab like one of his buddies, but any involvement by him would just tell people like, this is going to be good.
Yeah, obviously he's really made a name for himself in horror. I mean, he is becoming a horror like director big time, thanks to like Halloween, the excitement for these Exorcist films now.
But he can also take a little break and make a Walt Disney movie. So
that said, yeah, sure. I'll see what his take on Walt Disney is like.
Yeah,
I was like, I do like his stuff outside horror, like his comedies, and I know you said you watched it recently. Joe was really good. If anyone hasn't seen Joe,
yeah,
check that out. That was, I think, if I'm correct, truly the beginning of Cage starting to come back to us and be picking better movies. And that movie is really fucking good.
Yeah, solid drama. I think it's on HBO Max, or at least it was when I watched it. Yeah, fantastic. David Gordon Green. I think I said this on the Halloween Filmgazm last week, that he really has proven that he's a jack of all trades. And that's the best thing you can be as a filmmaker, is you can do anything.
Yeah. Well, like I said, off that Joe Ball special, he's a film fan. He's not just some director that was like, well, like these types of movies are like, I like some movies. No, he loves movies. And he's making them.
Thank God. Millicent Simmons, who plays Regan Abbott in both Quiet Place films, will portray Helen Keller in a biopic titled Helen and Teacher, alongside Rachel Brosnahan, who will play Keller's teacher, Anne Sullivan. Basically, it's The Miracle Worker, just again, but Millicent Simmons actually is deaf, so I think it's cool that a actual deaf actress is playing Helen Keller.
Yeah, good for her. She is like, I really like her in both Quiet Place movies. I think has a lot of talent and a good future ahead of her if she keeps getting like really good roles. So I'm happy for her.
Yeah, me too. And I've never actually seen The Miracle Worker. I know the name Helen Keller. I have very little knowledge of like what she went through. I know she was deaf and mute and blind, not mute, blind.
Yeah, Millie with Helen Keller, I know who she is, but look, I'll admit it, my knowledge of her comes from shows like Family Guy,
oh boy,
and South Park and stand-up comedians. So not the best.
Yeah, but you know, I watched The Miracle Worker at some point.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
Yeah,
and I'll watch this too.
Yeah, same. Like I said, I know it's not the best. I'm just being honest. That's unfortunately where a lot of my info has come from with Helen Keller.
However, this next upcoming biopic, I do know a bit about because I think it's a fascinating story. Michael Shannon will play divisive U.S. Senator Joseph McCarthy in a biopic titled McCarthy. Emilia Clarke, Scoot McNairy, and Dane DeHaan will co-star. Fuck yeah. Michael Shannon as McCarthy? Bring it on. That is great. I've been waiting for somebody to tell this story for years. This son of a bitch is one of the most like repugnant slime balls who ever had power in the United States, and the lives he destroyed were irreparable. And honestly, nobody talks about them. Everyone talks about McCarthy and the power he held over Congress. So I very much want to hear this story.
Oh yeah,
can't wait.
I mean, we always, what's the term now? McCarthyism. I mean, that's become a fucking term.
No.
So no, I mean, I'm down. I like Michael Shannon a lot. I've always loved Michael Shannon, so I'll check this out.
Have you ever seen the movie Good Night and Good Luck?
No, I haven't. I've heard of it, but I haven't seen it.
It's the story of Edward R. Murrow, the newscaster who stood up to McCarthy and like openly said bad things about him, which nobody did because everyone thought, you know, you said bad things about McCarthy. Oh, all of a sudden you were named as a communist. And David Strathairn plays Murrow, and they use actual archive footage of McCarthy for him to play himself. And it's a very cool movie. Clooney directed it. Really neat movie. If you ever have a chance to check that out, totally worth a watch.
Okay.
But yeah, this will be really cool. I love Michael Shannon, and I know one day he's going to win an Oscar, and this could be it.
One day he will get his justice.
Yes, he will. He's had 2 nominations, one of which was, you ever see Nocturnal Animals?
No, I keep hearing about that. Maybe yeah.
Disturbing fucking movie, but Shannon was the one lone nomination from that film, and well deserved. Moving on. The upcoming sequel to Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse now has a title, apparently. This might be leaked, but it was posted by reputable sources, so I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. It'll reportedly be called Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse. It's theaters October 7th, 2022. Yeah, bring it on. The first one fucking rocked. Bring it on.
Name it what you want. I'm down.
Yeah.
I want to watch it.
Totally. Looks exciting. And finally, character actor Will Poulter has been cast as Adam Warlock in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, which comes out May 5th, 2023. Obviously, everything James Gunn has done with the first 2 Guardians has been lights out good. I have nothing but faith in him. To me, you know, he's never made a bad movie. Everything he's done has been fucking gold. So I trust his judgment. And Will Poulter has always been a very talented actor who's been he's got such a weird look about him that I'm excited to see what he does with Adam Warlock.
Yeah, I'm pretty much echo your sentiments. James Gunn has not done wrong with me, so I have complete faith. MCU and him together strengthens my faith. And yeah, I think Will Porter is an extremely talented actor that's not gotten his due yet. Like, he did War of the Mills, which I think is a hilarious movie, but you know, he was briefly attached to it, and then that didn't happen for him. So hopefully, you know, he really does something here and gets a little bit more of a boost. Because I think he's a very talented guy that needs that. It's just waiting for that boost to happen.
He played such a sadistic piece of shit in Catherine Bigelow's Detroit from a couple years ago. That was a dark movie, but he was really good as one of the bad guys. So yeah, he can do it all. I remember when he was going to be Pennywise, and then that kind of just fell apart.
I think it fell apart shortly after the director for that time left when it was Cary Fukunaga attached.
You think that Poulter would have done well as Pennywise?
I do actually. I really do. Like I said, what I've seen, the guy is talented. He just for some reason he keeps getting passed up, or like people just don't pay attention, or they just keep referencing, we're the Millers. And I'm like, guys are like actually really talented. You have to give him a chance. So that's why I'm really hoping this opens some doors for him.
I think it will. Once you're in the MCU, I mean, you could write your ticket. I mean, that's, I'm sure for a lot of actors, that's incredibly coveted. So that's all that happened last week in film. As I said at the beginning, the last duel will not be covered today. We didn't get to see it. So let's jump right into Halloween Kills. Halloween Kills is the middle part of David Gordon Green's planned trilogy that began in 2018 with Halloween and will finalize next October with Halloween Ends. Jamie Lee Curtis, Judy Greer, Andy Matichak, Nick Castle, Will Patton, and Dylan Arnold all return. So here are some of the newcomers. Anthony Michael Hall plays Tommy Doyle, one of the surviving kids from the first film. Hall is one of the so-called Brat Pack, having appeared in such 80s classics as The Breakfast Club, 16 Candles, and Vacation. He was also in Edward Scissorhands and The Dark Knight, among others. When I first heard that he was going to play Tommy Doyle, I was excited, and I felt he was kind of underused in this film and kind of generic.
Yeah. I usually really like this actor, and yeah, I felt like he was underused a bit and was more there to just keep saying like the most ominous lines of dialogue you could say.
Yeah.
And obviously keep chanting "Evil Dies Tonight," because for the love of God, people, if there's one thing you need to take from this movie, it's "Evil Dies Tonight" until next year.
That was one thing that kind of bugged me about this film, the whole like mob mentality and going after, the other patient who they thought was Michael, even though he's nowhere near the same build. But
yeah, one person I was watching on YouTube made a comment, if they had just cast someone that actually like was built like Michael, that scene would have been fine. I will say the scene I thought was effective in actually being kind of scary in the idea of like mob mentality. I think especially after the last almost 2 years we've had in this country, like the idea of like what a mindset when it gets to that point can do to someone. And if anything, I think to me, it still kind of works, even if he doesn't look like Michael, because it just shows you how dangerous that mentality can get sometimes when it's clearly not him, but they do not want to listen.
To me, it was less the fact that he didn't look like Michael and more the fact that even though this guy didn't kill all those people, this was still a dude who escaped from a mental hospital for the criminally insane. He is not there by accident. He did some heinous shit. So should we really be thinking of like, who's the real bad guy? Like, look at the mob after that. I don't know.
Sure.
But yeah, I think that could have been handled a bit better. But we'll get into that.
Yeah.
Robert Longstreet plays Lonnie, another survivor of Michael's. Longstreet is in the series Midnight Mass. He was also in Judas and the Black Messiah, Dr. Sleep, and Aquaman.
Oh shit, he was Joe in Midnight Mass. He had a beard. That's why I didn't recognize the fucker.
And his character is interesting. We meet him briefly. I think he was in the character of Lonnie was in 78's Halloween. He's one of the bullies.
Yeah, he puts his foot out and trips Tommy and breaks the fucking pumpkin.
Yeah, he's gonna get you. Yeah, seeing him deal with Michael in his own way, for Michael to pass him up was interesting. Just be like, nah.
Well, so you mentioned like him passing up Lonnie, and this movie kind of shows it, especially with the marketing. Again, Michael never really, in the original film, and to an extent that's the 2018 one, went after children unless they were in the way. And Lonnie wasn't really in the way. He did what he needed to. Michael wasn't going to worry about the kid. In this one, yes, there's like that scene where it's clearly evident he killed some children. But again, the point when they were the leader for this film was that this is Michael pissed. He's angry. And I think that was a difference, right? Like then Michael was doing his thing, he was content and he went about his day. But now we're seeing angry, and now he will kill literally anyone. He doesn't give a fuck this time.
Well, I like they bring up the idea that Michael never gave a fuck about Laurie, that it was Dr. Sartain who, forced them together in 2018's movie, but Michael could give a shit. He has no rhyme or reason. There's no, driving force. It's just murder. And I hope the third one, continues to explore this idea of he is really just pure evil, like evil personified. Like he cannot be stopped in any possible way.
He'll get stopped at the end of Halloween Ends, and then it's just a matter of time before we see the next rise, whatever the fuck they want to call the next set of movies.
I have my own theory about that, and I might as well say that now. So as we saw recently with Daniel Craig's tenure as James Bond, some versions of the character, are a self-contained series where the finale really is the finale for at least that story. And I think that's what's going to happen here with Halloween Ends. I think Halloween Kills and Ends are going to be its own self-contained trilogy. And I think the only way you can destroy pure evil is with pure good. And I think that's Allison. And I think she's going to kill that motherfucker.
Oh, yeah. I think she's going. I think they are probably. I do think they're probably going to kill Jamie Lee Curtis' character off in Halloween Ends. Like we are going to see her demise in this one. Hopefully, if they do, it better be better than what we got in Halloween Resurrection. Because holy fuck,
I don't think it could be worse. I mean, she's this version of Laurie is a fucking fighter. She's gonna I think she's gonna go out saving her granddaughter somehow, and we'll see that happen. I'm excited.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
Charles Cyphers returns as Lee Brackett. Was not expecting that. He's the ex-sheriff of Haddonfield. He reprises his role from the first two Halloween films. Also appeared in The Fog and Escape from New York. So cool to see him again. Especially saying his famous line, "It's Halloween. Everyone's entitled to one good scare."
I had the biggest smile on my face. I almost like jumped out of my seat when that happened. I was like, "Oh, he said the line."
Yeah, that was exciting. Thomas Mann plays young Officer Hawkins in the 1978 flashbacks. Mann appeared in Project X, Hansel and Gretel Witch Hunters, and Kong Skull Island, and he did a really good job as young Hawkins. The fact that Hawkins even survived the previous film was a big shock. Didn't see that coming.
Definitely stretches that your suspension of disbelief. I could have believed it had he just been stabbed, but then I was like, wait, he got ran over. Like,
oh shit, yeah, that's right. I completely forgot about the fact that Sartain just went right over his body.
Yeah, like the stab would have been like, okay, whatever. I've seen this happen before in movies. Like, okay, but I was like, wait, he got ran over, and he looks pretty fine.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, he's dead. Oh boy!
Look, don't get me wrong. I was glad to see him back. I love Will Patton so much.
Yeah,
but yeah, this was the 1 minute, and I know I'm saying this in a Halloween movie, and no, I'm saying this shit. But even I was like, he got ran over. What's going on here,
dude? There's something in the water in Haddonfield. People don't just die. I mean, Laurie, like 60, 70-year-old Laurie, took a butcher knife to the gut and then just was walking around the rest of the movie. Michael took a butcher knife to the fucking spine, got curb stomped, got shot like 8 times in the chest. And then he just got up and kept fucking people up. Like, took on a whole lynch mob with a knife sticking out of his back. Like, I don't know what's going on, but you can't kill anybody in Haddonfield unless you're Michael, because he's like ripping people's heads open. Yeah, that'll do the job.
We'll talk about some of these stats because, dear Lord, they did not disappoint on a pissed off Michael Myers.
Oh, no. I also want to bring up James Jude Courtney, who is the latest in a long line of Michael Myerses. Didn't really talk about him in our Filmgazm on Halloween, so I want to shout him out here. Some of his past films include Far and Away, The Hit List, and a Buffy the Vampire Slayer episode in which he played the child murdering demon Der Kindestad. Remember that?
A little bit.
He was like a boogeyman haunting the wing of a children's hospital.
Oh, yeah, that was him?
That was him.
Oh, shit.
Pretty cool. And he's the new Michael, and he is doing a bang-up job.
Yes. Like I was saying with Scream, man, like, a lot of people, they love to be like, oh, anyone can play Michael. Oh, anyone can play Jason. They don't say anything. They just put a mask on. And I tell people no to both. Because I'm like, if you get an actor, like a good actor, that can emote without saying a word, you notice it. You do. And you notice it in these two Halloween films that he's played the character. And I'll even give the credit, and to Nick Castle, I'll give credit to Nick Castle because I know he does certain scenes in both these movies. You know, they both show you that no, you do need someone that can actually act without saying a word, because there are so many instances through his movements on what he was doing to people that it said 1,000 things in that instant. He didn't say a word. It was just the way he moved or looked at someone. You're like, oh, okay, he's pissed, or oh, he's about, like, you just knew. You knew.
Yeah, you're right. I've been guilty in the past of saying that, you know, anyone can play Jason, anyone can play Michael. It's just a mask. I've said that in the past, but after watching, you know, these movies and seeing what these guys are capable of, I rescind that. It is important to find the right person. And this guy's rocking it. This Michael is the scariest and most human we've ever seen this character.
Mm-hmm.
It's wonderful.
One scene, we'll talk more about soon, but like one scene I'm thinking of in particular that made me go like, you need someone that can act without saying a word, is when the douchebag boyfriend Cameron, when he gets killed, and that scene when he's walking down the stairs and he just kind of looks at her and he just looks at Cameron and then fucking twists, like that look he does said 1,000 things. Like, it told me, I want to fuck you up, but hold on, you're gonna watch me kill your fucking boyfriend.
It was this moment of like, oh, you two are together. Watch this. Like, he's a sadist in this.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about. Like, not a single line of dialogue, but you knew what Michael was thinking.
I think it's a miracle that knowing what this fucker's capable of, no one aims for the head. Nobody.
They got to make it to the third movie. So
I know, but still, like, you got a shotgun and you're shooting him in the fucking shoulder. Are you kidding me? This man has murdered half of this town's population. And you're just giving him flesh wounds. Halloween Kills has an IMDb score of 6.1, Rotten Tomatoes score of 39%. Far fall from the first film's 79%. But so far it's grossed about $55 million on a $20 million budget. So it's doing just fine. And fans seem to really like it.
Yeah, and I can honestly, like, I could tell you, Craig, so I'm going to like this, because this is very much like I was telling you before we record, like, you know, someone describes, like, one thing I read was like, if you like Friday the 13th, you're going to love this new fucking Halloween. Like, because it's very much, it lives to its title. It ups the kills and the gore considerably, and that's its biggest focus. So for me, I walked in happy as shit because I got all the carnage candy I wanted. So I kind of figured that was going to happen, but like I said, it's doing just fine. It's making its money. Before we get into the highlights, I gotta tell this story. I texted you about it.
Go ahead.
Apparently, I have a stalker lady at the goddamn theater. As I'm sitting there in the movie theater, the trailers are playing, and the new Resident Evil trailer played at mine. I don't know if it played at yours.
It didn't. Okay,
well, they played at mine, and you know, I'm looking forward to it because it's talking back to video games and all that good stuff. But as soon as that trailer in, right? As soon as over, and we've just seen the Scream trailer and the Matrix Resurrection trailer I just played. As soon as that Resident Evil went in, though, I heard this lady behind me go, "They just don't make anything original and new anymore." And all I could think was like, "Do you know what movie you just paid to see? Are you aware of the movie that you're watching?"
That is amazing. That level of, like, zero self-awareness is kind of amazing.
They make nothing new. They sit here and wait for Halloween 12 to play.
Is this 12?
This was the 12th movie, yes.
Wow, damn. Impressive. But that is hilarious. God. And it is funny, this is the second time in like a couple weeks this has happened to you.
Yeah, I don't. I'm really scared to see something in Virginia now. Like,
I can't wait for you to go see Scream, and then you just hear quietly, like 2 rows behind you, like, another one, really? You're just like third time's a charm. You just snap and go off on this person.
I just lose it in the theater.
Why are you here? Why are you here? Just go completely nuts on her.
Do you not know what you just paid for? Are you serious right now?
Oh my God. I got the Red Rocket trailer, which was odd. Yeah.
I got all the horror trailers. I mean, Black Phone, Resident Evil, fucking Scream, Antlers. Like, they played every single horror trailer coming out for me.
I got Red Rocket. I got The Matrix. I got Scream. And that might be it, actually. There weren't a lot of trailers.
Yeah, I was actually happy about that. I remember when the trailers and I was like, okay, good. Yes. Halloween Kills.
Oh, Eternals. I had Eternals.
Okay, I didn't get any Marvel trailers.
Oh, I saw it at Draft House, and they always have an odd assortment. Unless it's a kids movie, you're gonna get straight up kids movies. But if you see anything else, you're gonna get a variety.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, hopefully in the future you have some more open-minded people seeing movies with you.
Hopefully, I don't know how I keep getting stuck with these really close-minded women.
It's weird, yeah. But that one especially, to bitch about a new Resident Evil not being original while you're sitting in your seat waiting to see Halloween Kills.
Yeah, that would really get me. I'm like, what? I was like, and even then, no offense, don't talk shit about Resident Evil, because the reason they're doing this is because it's harking back to the games much more than the fucking last set of movies did.
I still don't want to see it, but I admire your zeal for it. Enjoy yourself.
I will with Josh. We will watch it, and I'm going to make you watch it.
Probably, I don't want to watch it.
I'm going to make you watch it.
How? What are you gonna fly all the way here and force me to go to a movie theater?
Yes.
Sure.
I have means. I'll make it happen.
Resident Evil. So let's talk highlights of Halloween Kills. First off, did not expect to be going back to 1978. That was exciting.
They pulled it off wonderfully. Like, I can't talk enough about how great that looked and how they made it feel like 78.
Yeah, just a little, like the way they redid the mask was great. Finally, it only took like 40 fucking years for them to replicate the mask from the first movie. Somehow they couldn't pull that off over 12 movies, but they figured it out. So that was nice.
Yeah, God, I've been a fan of this franchise for a long time. Yeah. God, I still think about Halloween H2O's mask from time to time. Just fucking, you can see the eyes, and then in a couple of scenes they had a CGI the mask. Oh,
I still think it was either 4 or 5 was the worst mask, because it was like the dollar store version of Halloween. Like, that you could tell they were trying, but they weren't trying that hard.
Yeah, okay. I know I thought 4's was okay. Minus, like, there was one weird scene where I think they had to use a different mask because they forgot it or something, and it had blonde hair. So there's a scene where he has blonde hair randomly.
God.
But then I remember the Halloween 5 mask, like, it looked like it didn't even fit the fucking actor. Like, they just, like, he put it on, just wasn't fitting.
One of the most popular horror franchises of all time. And it took, like, they gave a shit in 78 and they gave a shit in 2018, but everything in between, nobody cared.
I would argue Rob Zombie cared, but no one cared that Rob Zombie cared.
There, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that. I was so floored to see Donald Pleasance in some archived footage as Dr. Loomis again. Whatever they did with that, whether it was a CGI'd Donald Pleasance or footage from that was cut from the past and spliced into this. Whatever they did, it was seamless and very exciting and worked so well.
Yeah, I was impressed. I thought for sure like he's not going to be in any of these because obviously the actor said they won't honor that, but no, they pulled it off, and it didn't feel like oh, how dare they do this. I liked it. It was really neat.
Yeah, and you got to see how Michael got arrested after getting shot like 5 times by Loomis, and then
we finally got.
Yeah, he just went next door.
The one question I had in Halloween 22 was like, how the fuck did he get captured? And this movie finally answered it.
Turns out when Michael is surrounded by cops, he will come quietly. Who knew?
Loomis finally wins on that one.
The only respect Michael Myers has is for law enforcement. He will kill as many teenagers as he wants to, but that guy respects the badge. It was just weird where he just is like he assumes the position and is just ready to go back to the hospital.
You think I know we made that joke about Loomis and Michael's relationship when we did our marathon. You think he was screaming underneath that mask like, no, let him kill me, let him kill me, don't let him take me back.
Just you and me, Michael, once again. Oh, I don't have time to explain any of this to the audience. Listen to our Halloween Filmgazm from last week and you'll get the gist.
That's the true anger of this Halloween series right here. The 40 years later, it's just Michael pissed at everything Loomis has done to him when he got locked back up.
The reason Michael escaped in the previous movie is because as he was getting on the bus, Dr. Sartain sat behind him and was like, I've been reading up on Dr. Loomis's hidden files, Michael. And I must say, I like what I see. And Michael just had a moment of like, no, and grabbed the wheel, just derailed that bus immediately. Oh my God, we're such fucked up people. Anyone listening to this is not going to know what in the holy fuck we're talking about. I love it.
Yeah, it's like, why is Caleb laughing so hard at this? Oh, you had to be there. It was great.
Yeah, good times.
Josh. We'll probably get a text from Josh be like, this is why you recorded for the commentary.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. You poked the bear. Good job.
I know I did. I did that purposely to poke the bear.
Sure. That's what they all say when they poke the bear.
I did this on purpose.
But yeah, it is weird that Michael just lets himself get arrested. But also cool to see him see what happened that night and Hawkins, shooting a cop in the throat and then just everyone being like, hey, wasn't you. It was the mass killer we just arrested. So lighten up. He's just gonna be like, all right.
The mass killer who never uses a gun, it was him. He's like, good point. You're going, don't look at it. Like, what do you want him to do?
Would have loved if they just handed Michael a gun to get his prints on it, and then he just shot all of them.
He just John Wicks them right then and there.
So we open in our regular story with the firefighters taking, going to the burning house. Really simple means of escape. I love that at the end of Halloween, it's like, how does Michael get out of this? And the fucking fire department shows up. Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
I love his entrance. Oh my God, that entrance when he walks out of the house holding the fucking weapon and the firefighters, that look of holy shit, it's Michael. Like, oh my God, it just sinks oh no. And they just start revving up we got to take him down now, boys.
And he just wrecks them up. And it's nice. It's a good start of Michael was just beaten and he doesn't like that.
Michael is angry right now. And whereas now, as long as you're in your house and the door was locked, you were fine. No one is safe anymore. Michael is going to kill everyone to prove a point.
To be fair, a locked door has never stopped Michael Myers before.
This is true. He usually is good at tricking people to unlock the door.
I just love, like, have they ever shown like Michael walking up to a house, trying the handle, it doesn't open, and he just like shrugs and goes to the next house?
I would love that. He's like, oh, well, shit, they got me on this one.
He looks up for like lights and he's just like, and then he just goes next door, tries it again.
I love you just hear him go, clever gore, and then he just walks off.
Like, oh no, a bolt, like a deadbolt. Oh, this is the worst. Oh no, I guess I'll go next door. And he like fake walks away. Like hides in a bush and just waits for the door to open.
Yeah, no, this fire first. I remember there was that petition to get removed. Go fuck yourself. It's a movie. Because this was a badass opening. Like, this to me set the tone so well in saying this is the movie you're getting.
Before we continue, Carpenter's score, once again, lights out. I mean, an enhanced, bit for, sorry, he builds upon Halloween 2018 and makes this more aggressive, more like, I feel like the score for the first one was like from the perspective of the victims, like Laurie hearing, blah, noises. This one was Michael's score. This was his, like, the soundtrack of his killing spree, his carnage. And well done. Jesus. I didn't know, how is Carpenter still pulling new sounds out of this movie? I love it.
Dude, that dude just, I don't know. He's a master at scores. Like, it is just scary how good he is with scores each and every time.
There's a bit of piece of score called Unkillable that has become kind of the staple of this soundtrack. Particularly, it is gorgeous. It might be the bit that's playing when he's killing the firefighters.
Maybe. I didn't listen to it when they released it online. I'm big about not listening to the scores when they release online. Like, I wait for the movie to come out.
No. I'm the opposite. I watch and hear everything as soon as I can get my hands on it.
I did listen to the Ghost song that was played during the credits that he made for the movie. That's because I like Ghost.
I forgot to look that up. I'll do that when I'm done here.
I was about to say it, but I like Ghost a lot. Like, I think he's a real good artist. So I was like, be honest, I'd be like, oh shit, Ghost made a song for the new Halloween movie.
After he fucks up the firefighters, he takes out the people who run the cemetery just because. Kills a woman with a fucking like kitchen light. It's dark.
He kills them with those shitty lights I dealt with on the ship, but I didn't realize you could do that kind of damage with them.
Well, then he's like, she's dying of blood loss, and he's just like shoving knives into her husband's back for some reason.
I fucking to me, you know what it felt like? He was testing the knives. Like, he was like a child. He was testing to see which one worked the best.
That's for him. Brilliant. I thought he was just like making art, but that makes sense.
Yeah. And see, again, this is what I'm talking about. Like that, no, not just anyone can play these parts. Like, just doing that scene told you so much about the character. And just seeing him just, nope, not that knife. Not that knife. Like, he just kept going until he just found the knife that he's like, yep, this is the one. And then he left.
That's so dark, but that's exactly what happened. That's great. I didn't even think about that. So that's awesome. Laurie in the hospital. Laurie never leaves the hospital. Regrettably, this movie does not have a lot of Jamie Lee.
Yeah, she gets sidelined a little bit in this movie. But there was, it was called Halloween Kills, and that part they fucking delivered on. So
I thought it was, Judy Greer's character. I get where she's coming from, but she's still like doing the whole "I told you so" thing. Like, she's still being kind of a helicopter mom.
Yeah, which was weird because I thought we worked past that in 2018, but I guess not. Because she doesn't tell Laurie at any point, he's not coming here. He's not coming after you. It wasn't until Will Patton woke up that he was like, Laurie, this isn't about you.
I think Hawkins needs to be flown to like Geneva for them to like explain exactly how his body was able to withstand like 4 tons of car.
We heard you got ran over, buddy. Thinking of cars and destruction, that fucking park scene when Michael destroys everyone in the car. Holy shit.
Well, it was great, but like you're gonna give the one-liner and then your gun's empty. Really? Like you're just gonna shoot blindly. You're wait for a target. You people have been waiting for this for 40 years. You've been thinking of nothing else. And now you have your moment and you're gonna fuck up like that.
Yeah, but I did get that. We got the cool shot after of him stabbing the dude in the eye.
That was wild.
Which I love the look he gave him when the dude put the rope around his neck and that look Michael gives him. Like, who the fuck do you think you are? Just even his stab was just like, get the fuck out of my face.
Know your place. You're gonna hit the king, you better kill the king.
Yeah.
It's great.
And
yeah.
Then, oh my god, probably one of my favorite deaths. The chick comes in with a pistol, right? Starts like trying to shoot the car, and Michael just kicks the door and causes her to shoot herself.
That was so ridiculous. It reminded me of Tucker and Dale versus Evil or Filmgazm this week. Like when the kid is just like trying to figure out how to turn the safety off and he blows his brains out. It was so ridiculous, but it was great. It worked.
Yeah, that was brilliant. I'm not gonna lie, I laughed a little bit when that happened. I was like, oh my god, yes.
I like how they managed to keep a lot of the side characters you see in the first film who didn't really have names and just had like little bits. They're more fleshed out in the sequel. Keeps in mind that this is all one night, all one town, and I like that.
One night, one small town. That's really having a fucked up night, to say the least.
Well, I think it's cool we get to see just how the crimes of Michael Myers have poisoned this town, has turned them into paranoid, crazy people who fear Halloween, and like they are, they're afraid of the boogeyman, and this is just worsening it. We see that with the vigilante mob, like evil dies tonight. Like they need this to be over. It's crazy. It's cool. We've never seen the impact Michael has had on the town before, and this is quite exciting.
Yeah, I know. Like some people are kind of like, this is where like a lot of problems come in for some people, was the constant evil dies tonight chanting and the whole mob thing. To me, this worked because it, for once, whereas the first one really kind of went back to focusing on Michael and Lori and her family. This one, to me, felt like it was focusing more on the town of Haddonfield. And made the town and its inhabitants more of a character. And so for me, it worked having it the mob stuff, because it really this only happened once 40 years ago, but it's still a part of the town's history that makes them, that a lot of them remember. And so when it happens again, they understandably lose it, because now it's like, holy shit, it's been 40 years, he's escaped, he's out there again. Like, you're going to lose your mind, because it's what he did last time, what he's already done in the night, as was being reported in the news, and what he's continuing to do. And so, you're going to lose it. You're going to freak out. You're going to want justice quickly. And if, as we've been seeing, if the cops aren't going to do it, a lot of people, you get enough of them to go with the, they're going to take care of it themselves.
Dude, seeing the cops, especially with the sheriff with the cowboy hat, who's been so ineffective, see him lose control was weird and crazy. I love the bit where we got to see the silver shamrock masks again. That was a nice little nod.
And definitely killed one of those kids. He was definitely holding a severed head in that mask, I felt like.
Yep. What if this is all just to get candy? Like that's all he's been doing, is every time he murders, kills a household, he's stealing their candy. And somewhere is like a cave just full of like pillow sacks of candy. Oh my God. Like, I'd love to see, what does he do when it's not Halloween? like as soon as midnight rolls around, does Michael just like look at his watch, take off the mask, and like go get some cocoa and just rest up till next year?
He plays a whole lot of Call of Duty.
I feel like he's more into like, Silent Hill or some like dark shit.
Resident Evil. Dead by Daylight.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, I like to just think about what does Michael do in his spare time. Makes me laugh.
Windows apparently. But like I said, I really did like that mob mentality. Again, I know some people kind of had issues with it, but I really liked what they did with that and what they were exploring with that.
Let's talk about Big John and Little John.
Oh yes, let's talk about Mad TV and his partner.
The couple who live in the Myers house now and are so ridiculous, but I love them.
I like them. They made me laugh.
They're hilarious. Michael McDonald especially. He's so funny, and I did not know he was in this.
I like when they hear the noise and the guy's like, hold on, and he puts down the much bigger weapon he had in his hand to get the cheese knife and take off his shirt to be in his damn mushroom. He's like, all right, let's go.
I love that he's just in the den, like creepy dancing to Halloween music, like alone. Of course, these guys would buy the Myers house.
Yeah.
And then Michael shows up and fucks him up, but like sets them up.
Also that eye gouging scene, holy god.
That was over the top vicious, but it's really cool.
Even I was like, I've seen a lot of fucked up shit, but even I was cringing there like, oh.
I wonder what this whole thing about him like staring out his sister's window. I wonder if they're gonna like explore. I hope they explore that further.
I think they should just drop it, never talk about it again. Just
really?
Never bring it up in Halloween ends.
Really? I want some explanation. Like, what if he's like the direction he's looking is actually like some like pirate treasure or something? And the third movie is a treasure hunt.
It's Loomis. He's deeply thinking about his time spent with Loomis.
He's looking back at the hospital and just remembering all of his quote unquote therapy sessions. No, but they should, go back into that. So the eye gouging was vicious.
I've seen some eye gouges, man. I've seen Game of Thrones, but fucking hell, there was something about that one that was just extra vicious.
There's something, I don't know about it's the way that Michael carries himself or something, but the strength on this son of a bitch is terrifying.
Yeah.
You believe, like, he loves to smash heads into walls. It's like his favorite thing to do.
Yeah, I did like the little scene when he's like clearly knocking on their door to get in, and then I think it was Big John. That's right. Say their names are opposite of their actual size. Big John was like, "Hey, did you close the back? Did you lock the back door?" And his face just, oh shit. And he goes and sees it. And he's like, we have someone in the house now." And I'm thinking like, oh shit, dude, Michael's in your house.
I thought it was funny when we got to finally see some mourning for Dad, which was nice.
Yeah.
I was glad they brought that up. And then like Lonnie saying about like Ray, like, oh yeah, he used to sell me peyote. When like in the first one, Lonnie's like Ray sold Lonnie peyote, or Lonnie sold Ray peyote. Like they're both lying. One of them's lying.
Yeah. What we do know is that they definitely did peyote together.
Yes. I also thought it was interesting that like they're all very aware of what Michael's capable of. And at the end, when Lonnie and Cameron and Allison show up at the house, they fucking split up.
Yeah, I got it at first. Like when Lonnie went in himself, I kind of understood that. I'm like, okay, he's a parent. He doesn't want something to happen to his kid. I got that. I got that part. But when they both went in and then split up, I was like, okay, you're both in there now. You know what's capable. Why are you both splitting up? Again, I understood the dad because that's his kid. Obviously, he's not going to want to put his. He had that moment of clarity, like, oh shit, do I really need to put my kid in this kind of danger?
He drove him there.
Yeah, I know. But with that said, Cameron's death, holy fucking shit.
I think David Gordon Green knew how much we didn't care for him and just gave us a brutal death. I thought it was odd to give him such a big role in this movie, Cameron.
Yeah, but I mean, again, to me, it's attention to detail. It's like taking the characters you already established in the first one and utilizing them more in the sequel. But like I said, that death, man, when he put him through the banister and it was like fucking moving him around, and you can the sound effects as he's just like clearly shit's getting punctured constantly.
Michael's just thinking like, you don't throw a girl's phone into pudding. Just like, you piece of shit.
That's probably why he looked at him when he was coming down the stairs, and he's like, "Oh, you threw her phone in the pudding."
Funny if he's like waiting for approval from Allison, like, see, I did that for you. You can do better.
You can have a real man.
Hi, Michael Myers, old friend of the family. Oh my god. So I want to talk about the lynch mob scene when Michael finally gets a little bit of a taste of his own medicine, which is
yeah. I like the lead up to that too when he's about to stab Allison. She's like, "Do it," because I'm like, okay, why she keeps saying that? Like I thought maybe she's trying to go out tough. Okay, cool. And then you see her look behind her. I was like, oh shit, Jude Greer's there. And sure enough, yeah. But then she leads them with the match trick out to the lunch mob. I thought that was a really good setup for that.
One thing I was thinking, like, there's no way Allison is gonna hold off that knife. Like,
not after what he did to Cameron. Like, I can't express that enough. Between the eye gouging and what he did to Cameron, no, there's no way.
But then everyone shows up with, bats and guns and knives and just circle Michael, and Michael's like a wild animal, just like cornered. And they fuck him up. Happy Halloween. So good.
I like how not only did, we mentioned earlier, Sheriff Brackett says his line to Michael, but Michael puts his mask on. If you notice that before he does anything, he still reaches down and put that, like, he can't do half his shit unless he has that mask.
I want to know why. I feel like Green's the guy to tell us why. And I hope in ends we do get some answers. It would be nice, to get some non-Cult of Thorn answers.
Oh God, yeah, no more. I don't need Cult of Thorn answers. But yeah, dude, I will say they did fuck him up for a bit in that lynch mob. But like I was like, I at first I had a second why I fell for it, and I was like, aren't they supposed to like make another one? Like, they're supposed to be Halloween Ends, right? Like, what the fuck's going on here?
I love when he's on the ground and he reaches towards the knife with his hand trembling. Like, we've never seen Michael vulnerable like that before. It was a really cool moment. And then Karen grabs the knife and just shoves it in his fucking spine. And then he just gets up and kills everybody.
Yeah. He has like a last minute rage moment.
Did he kill Tommy? I don't remember.
Yeah, because remember Tommy was going home with a bat and he grabs the bat and bashes his face in with it.
Yeah, okay, I remember that now. I was not expecting Michael to just randomly show up and brutally kill Karen. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that. I thought for sure Jude would like be a player through all three films.
While Laurie's giving her a little voiceover of like how Michael is the essence of evil and you can't kill evil like that. Like,
yeah. With the transcending speech, which I've never seen the trailer going, fuck, are they going cold turning on me now? But it actually, in the final product, it worked really well. It was actually a really cool scene.
Yeah, for sure. Halloween Kills. Any other scenes you want to highlight? Anything we missed?
No, not really. I mean, I did like the little moment. It's a little moment when she was in the hospital and her and Will Patton are having a little talk to each other about like a past relationship that never was. That was a nice little moment that I liked a lot. That did humanize her and actually made me think, is he the father possibly to Judy Greer, because they've never established who her father is.
Ooh, maybe. Well,
Like,
no, isn't she? She said she was twice divorced.
Oh, that's right in the first one.
Yeah,
That's right.
but they could still throw that one out. I mean, it does feel like they never got to have their moments, and maybe they never hooked up. Well, they name dropped Ben Tramer again.
Yeah, I like
That poor
that,
son of a bitch who got just railed by a car in Halloween 2.
and she was become like such a character in the community, like the Halloween fandom. That was actually funny. I forgot. Joe Bob asked about him when David Organ was on the Halloween Hoedown. He's like, I have to ask, are we going to hear anything about Ben Tramer? And David Organ was like, you gotta watch to find out. Like he played it coy. He was like, watch maybe you'll find out.
Ben
And I'm
Tramer.
like, and I was like, are we going to see it? Because I think he asked us like, are we going to see Ben Tramer? He's like, you'll see.
In this continuity, he ain't dead, so maybe.
I hope so. You know what? Justice for Ben. Bring Ben back. Ben Tramer.
In the original cut, he's the only poor son of a bitch who actually wanted to go as Captain Kirk for Halloween that year, and it got him killed. So I think, yeah, justice for Ben. I'm on board with that.
I want that to trend at some point in my life.
I give Halloween Kills an 8. It was, I think the first one, the previous one, I keep wanting to say the first film, but this is the 12th movie, so it's not the first film. The 11th film, the previous movie, I thought that was better, but I did enjoy this. We've seen the worst of the Halloween franchise, and this is far from it. Kills is a good movie, I thought, an exciting movie, an entertaining movie, and a brutal movie. And I'm excited to see David Gordon Green's finale next year.
Yeah, I agree. I'm giving it an 8. Really enjoy the hell out of this. I like seeing Haddonfield more of a character. And the mob mentality, again, it worked for me. I know it might not work for everyone. Loved the uppage of the gore and the brutality. I was a big fan of that. Fucking loved it. James Jude, Courtney, Nick Castle cannot praise enough for showing everyone that yes, you need a fucking good performance for this type of role. So many little scenes work because of them. So I really liked it. 8 for me. I am excited for Halloween Ends.
Hell yeah. Thanks for listening, everybody. Hope you had a good one. We certainly did. Next week is a bizarre potential double feature. In theaters and HBO Max, we've got Denis Villeneuve's Dune, finally. And in theaters, we've got Wes Anderson's The French Dispatch, finally. 2 long-awaited movies that got pushed last year, we're finally getting. Both have potential to be major players in the 2022 Oscars, and tune in next week to see what takes priority on the sneak preview. Spoiler alert, it probably won't be Dune.
Better not be Dune, because guess what? Denis Villeneuve. I'm watching it on HBO Max.
Yeah, me too. I don't care for your tone, Denny.
Yeah, listen here, Dennis. I don't like your tone you've been using. I hate referring to him as actually until he is a nice person.
Wes Anderson just wants you to see his movie, possibly with a nice espresso, maybe a macchiato, and some colorful wardrobe choices. So,
and you know what, Mr. Anderson, I'm happy to oblige.
Damn right. This will be the first Wes Anderson movie I see at the movies. Pretty cool.
Nice.
So, in the meantime, feel free to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Filmgazm Productions, easy to find. If you want to suggest films for us to check out or just shoot us some feedback, you can email us at filmgazm@gmail.com or, send a message through our socials. If you want to support the show via Anchor, you can always click on support this podcast on your preferred podcast provider and send us a little green if you want to. We hope you enjoyed the show. Don't miss Tucker and Dale versus Evil on Wednesday's Filmgazm and the Grand Budapest Hotel on Oscar Sunday. Have a great week and keep watching movies.